Let's see what are the periodic properties. What is the meaning for periodic property? Periodic properties means in periodic table, we know that some properties are repetition of properties. Repetition of properties means they are changing in the regular intervals. The changing in the regular intervals either increasing order or decreasing order with increasing atomic number. In a group, top to bottom, atomic number increases and the property maybe it will be increase or it may be decrease. Okay, in the period left to right, atomic number is increased by 1 unit. One unit will be increases and the properties may be increases or decreases in a period from left to right. So the repetition of properties of elements in regular intervals with increasing order of their atomic number known as a periodicity. Such properties are known as called as periodic properties. Means the which properties are changing in the regular intervals, either increasing order or decreasing order. Repetition will take place. The repetition is known as periodicity. Such repetition of the properties are called periodic properties. The properties are called periodic properties. Okay, understood? The definition, what is the definition for periodic properties? What is the meaning of periodic properties? What is the meaning of periodic properties? Means the repetition of properties of elements in regular intervals with increasing atomic number known as periodicity, and such properties are called as periodic properties. See what are the important periodic properties are present. The main important periodic properties are atomic radius, ionic radius, atomic radius, ionic radius, effective nuclear charge, effective nuclear charge, valency. Okay, atomic radius, ionic radius, effective nuclear charge, valency, ionization energy. IE means ionization energy. Next, ionization energy is also known as ionization potential, electron affinity, EA, electron affinity. Okay, next, electronegativity. The next one is electropositivity. Electronegativity, electropositivity, metallic and non-metallic nature. Metallic and non-metallic nature. The next one is acidic and basic nature. Basic nature of oxides. Acidic and basic nature of oxides. Yes, ma. IE means ionization energy after. EA means electron affinity, not IA. We'll discuss again once again. Just I am giving that what are the important here. First we'll discuss about atomic radius. Just I am giving that what are the different types of periodic properties are present. Atomic radius, ionic radius, effective nuclear charge, valency, ionization energy, electron affinity, electronegativity, electropositivity, metallic and non-metallic nature, acidic and basic nature of oxides, oxidation number. Sorry, oxidation number is not periodic. Acidic and basic nature of oxides and oxidizing ability and reducing ability. Oxidizing agents and reducing agents, OA and RA. Okay, oxidizing nature and reducing nature, or oxidizing agents and reducing agents. So these are the some important periodic properties: atomic radius, ionic radius, effective nuclear charge, valency, ionization energy, electron affinity, electron negativity, electropositivity, metallic and non-metallic nature, acidic and basic nature of oxides, oxidizing agents and reducing agent. Oxidizing agent and reducing agents. So these are the main important periodic properties. So let's see that first periodic property. The first one is atomic radius. Atomic radius. We know that what is meaning for atomic radius. For example, atom is present in a spherical shape or present in a sphere. The shape of the atom is a sphere means just imagine that it is a circle. So the atom has nucleus is present. This is nucleus. The nucleus is nothing but center. Okay. Now, atomic radius means it is the distance between the nucleus to the outermost shell. Or outermost shell is nothing but outermost orbit, known as atomic radius. Shortcut atomic radius we are known as atomic radius. See, for this only one outermost shell is present. Just imagine that this distance is atomic radius. Means it is the distance between the nucleus, means center of atom, to the outermost shell or outermost orbit is known as atomic radius. Clear, students? Generally the atomic radius, because the atom is invisible, very small, so that's why the atomic radius we can't measure directly. So the atomic radius can be measured by using X-ray diffraction method. The atomic radius cannot be measured directly. It can be measured by using X-rays. X-ray diffraction method or X-ray diffraction technique. What are the units for atomic radius? Units for atomic radius, generally the atom is a small, very small invisible particle. That's why atomic radius we are measuring in terms of angstrom units, A power 0. Angstrom units are nanometers or picometers. We are expressing in terms of angstroms, nanometers or picometers. Okay. Now this atomic radius depends on the first one is the number of orbits. Depends on number of orbit number. Orbit number from the outermost shell. See, the orbit number from the outermost shell increases, then that atomic radius will be increases. The second one is effective nuclear charge. Effective nuclear charge. If effective nuclear charge increases, third units, picometers, PM, picometer, angstroms, nanometers, or picometers. Okay, already we had discussed these units, angstrom, nanometers, and picometers in atomic structure. So the atomic radius mainly depends on the orbit number from the outermost shell. So from the nucleus, the number of orbits on outermost shell value increases, then the atomic radius will be increases. The next one is effective nuclear charge. Effective nuclear charge increases, the atomic radius will be decreases. Atomic radius will be decreases. Next, the third one is nature of bonding. Nature of bonding. So the first one, the orbit number from the outermost shell, let it be small n. The orbit number, let it be small n. If n value is increases, atomic radius increases. Atomic radius increases. The next thing is the effective nuclear charge. The effective nuclear charge increases and atomic radius decreases. Atomic radius decreases. The third one is nature of bonding. So the nature of bonding, the atomic radius are three types. Atomic radius are present in three types. One is covalent radius, the second one is van der Waals radius, the third one is metallic radius or crystalline radius or ionic radius. So three types of atomic radius are present based on the nature of bonding. Based on the nature of bonding. So that three types of atomic radius we need to discuss the definitions, and among these three types of atomic radius order also we need to discuss. Okay, let's see that first point, the orbit number from the outermost shell. Means, for example, here one orbit only written. Just like number of orbits increases, then this is the outermost shell. It is n is equal to 1, n is equal to 2, n is equal to 3. This outermost shell or outermost orbit number increases, then that what happens was the atomic radius will be increases. Atomic radius will be increases. Understood? So just like it is nothing but K, L, M, N cells. Is nothing but n is equal to 1, n is equal to 2, n is equal to 3, n is equal to 4, 5. Is nothing but principal quantum number. Already quantum numbers there only we discussed what is the significance of principal quantum number. Principal quantum number mainly explains the size of atoms. Size increases means automatically radius will be increases. So big size, for example, just you have to take one cricket ball, and you have to take football. So football size is more because of automatically the football radius also more when compared to cricket ball. So like the atomic size or atomic radius mainly depends on the principal quantum number, that is orbit number. Orbit number increases from the outermost shell, then that atomic radius increases. The second one is effective nuclear charge. Nucleus having what type of charges are present? Positive charge is present. The effective nuclear charge increases means number of protons increases. Then automatically what happens is the atomic size or atomic radius will be decreases. That only is written here. Okay. Now the third one is nature of bonding. Understood? Nature of bonding, the atomic radius is three types. One is covalent radius, the second one is van der Waals radius, the third one is metallic radius or crystalline radius or ionic radius. So whatever it may be, it is same. Okay, clear students? Now we will discuss about the three types of radius. Three types of radiuses we need to discuss. Okay? Clear? Yes, ma, Rani, understood? Clear? Okay. Let's go for next. Okay. Listen. Based on the nature of bonding. Yes, ma, that one I am discussing. Based on nature of bonding, atomic radius, here, three types. The first one is covalent radius. The second one is Van der Waals radius. The third one is metallic radius or ionic radius. Ionic or crystalline radius. So these are the three types of radius that present. Now, what is covalent radius? So the covalent radius present in covalent molecules. So the two atoms are held together by the covalent bonds. Mean the covalent radius is nothing but the half of the internuclear distance. Internuclear distance. Half of the internuclear distance between two atoms. Between two atoms held together by covalent bond. See, these types of chemical bonds again we'll discuss in chemical bonding chapter. So ionic bonds, covalent bonds, van der Waals bonds, these all we will discuss there, coordinate covalent bonds. Okay, don't worry about that. But already you have idea about that what is covalent bond, what is metallic bonds or van der Waals bonds or van der Waals attractive forces, we have just idea. So the covalent radius means the half of the internuclear distance between the two atoms are held together by covalent bond is known as covalent radius. For example, let's see that the atoms, the similar types of atoms are involved in covalent bonding. Just like it is a similar, it is a chlorine atom, another chlorine atom is present. This first chlorine atom nucleus, here nucleus is present. This is the internuclear distance. This is D. This D is nothing but the two chlorine atoms. The internuclear distance is 198 picometers. Then the radius of chlorine is equals to the internuclear distance between the chlorine and chlorine by 2. Half of the internuclear distance between the two bonded atoms. So the chlorine, how much they give? 198. 198 by 2 is equals to 99 picometers. Like, see the half of the internuclear distance between the two bonded atoms. Two bonded atoms are held together by the covalent bond. Is known as covalent radius. Just like I am taking the examples, two chlorine atoms are held together, forms a chlorine and the chlorine bond. Is nothing but Cl2 molecule. Then what is the distance between the two chlorine atoms is 198 picometers. Internuclear distance means this chlorine atom has nucleus, this chlorine atom also nucleus is present. In between the two nucleus, the distance is known as internuclear distance. In that half distance is known as covalent radius. So that two atoms are held together by the covalent bonds. How they will be forms covalent bond? The overlapping of atomic carbons. That's why overlapping here I written. Overlapping. This one orbital, chlorine p orbital, will be overlapped with another chlorine p orbital. Okay, students. So that half distance is known as covalent radius. Okay, now come to that van der Waals radius. What is van der Waals radius? How to identify van der Waals radius is nothing but the van der Waals radius is nothing but it is not a true chemical bond. Van der Waals bonds are not true chemical bonds. It's just attractive forces only. See here, two chlorine molecules. Two chlorine molecules are attracted by the van der Waals attractive forces. Then the van der Waals radius is nothing but half of the internuclear distance between the two different atoms. Two atoms, half of the internuclear distance between the two atoms in different molecules. This is one Cl2 molecule, this is another Cl2 molecule. Half of the internuclear distance between the two atoms. In the Cl2 molecule, chlorine and chlorine is present, and chlorine and chlorine. Half of the internuclear distance between the two atoms in different molecules. In different molecules, they are held together by the van der Waals forces. Held together by the van der Waals attractive forces is known as van der Waals radius. See, in between the two chlorine molecules, they have van der Waals attractive forces are present. Then the how much distance is present in between the two chlorine molecules? That is around 360 picometers. In which half distance? This half distance is known as van der Waals radius. Half distance how much? 180 picometers. The van der Waals radius 360 by 2. The van der Waals radius of chlorine is equal to 180 picometers. Understood? So it is known as van der Waals radius. So van der Waals radius is nothing but it is the half of the internuclear distance between the two atoms present in different molecules. Two atoms present in different molecules. That different molecules are held together by the van der Waals attractive forces. Van der Waals attractive forces in solid state is known as van der Waals radius. Is known as a van der Waals radius. Now next third one is metallic radius. See, metallic radius or crystalline radius is nothing but it is the half of the internuclear distance between the two adjacent metal atoms. Two adjacent metal atoms known as metallic radius. For example, two copper metals. Like the copper metals are in copper crystalline structure. The copper atoms are held together by the adjacent. One copper atom is attached with another copper atom, like they will be exist in three-dimensional manner. In that half of the internuclear distance, this distance is called internuclear distance, in which this half distance is called metallic radius. This half distance is called metallic radius. For example, two copper atoms This is copper and this is copper. The internuclear distance is 256 picometers. 256 picometers. So the metallic radius copper is equals to 128 picometers will comes. So this is about a metallic radius. So metallic radius means two metal atoms are held together by the adjacent through metallic bonds or ionic bonds. Okay, in that half of the internuclear distance is known as metallic radius. Okay, so among these three types of radius, always that van der Waals radius is more when compared to metallic radius than covalent radius. Understood? So the radius order. Let's see radius order. Always van der Waals radius. The van der Waals radius is more when compared to metallic radius or ionic radius or covalent radius, and then covalent radius. Here, this is the correct order among those van der Waals radius. Hey, let's see what is the mixture. What is metallic radius means two metal atoms are held together adjacent. Two metal atoms are held together by the metallic bond. Then you have to take two adjacent metal atoms. Two adjacent metal atoms are held together by the metallic bond, in which half of the internuclear distance between the two adjacent metal atoms held together by the metallic bond is known as metallic radius. Half distance, the internuclear distance, this is the internuclear distance in which half is known as metallic radius. So that two metal atoms held together by the metallic bonding, okay, is known as metallic radius. So these three types of radius, always van der Waals radius is very much high when compared to metallic radius, when compared to covalent radius. It is important, this order. For objective questions, NEET and JEE, among that correct increasing order or correct order of the radius order. Van der Waals radius is always more than metallic radius and then covalent radius. Clear, students? Now we will discuss about that this radius, atomic radius, how it is changing in groups and how it is changing in periods. That we need to discuss. Okay? Clear? Okay, let's see how it is very important. Variation of atomic radius. In groups and periods. Variation of atomic radius in groups and periods. So how it will be changes in groups and periods we need to discuss. Yes, ma. It's very easy only. Now the first one is in groups. In groups, how it will be changes? In groups, the atomic radius increases from top to bottom. increases from top to bottom. Why atomic radius in a group increases from top to bottom? Because the valence shell n value will be increases because the number of orbit number. Valence shell. Brackets n value will be increases, then the atomic radius in a group top to bottom increases, and effective nuclear charge in a group decreases. Okay, so for example, first year group elements. If you observe that first year group elements means first group alkaline metals, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, and the francium. So just you have to write in a group wise like lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium. So in the top to bottom, what happens? The atomic radius increases. So lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, and francium. This is the correct atomic radius order. So in a group, the top to bottom atomic radius increases. Next, one more example, second year group. Beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, and radium. This is the correct order. Now, in the same way, seventh year group elements. Seventh year group is halogen family: fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, and astatine. Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, and astatine. In a group, top to bottom, atomic size or atomic radius, size or radius, whatever it may be, increases because of the orbit number. Valence shell value will be increases, n value increases. Okay. So this is about variation of atomic size or atomic radius in groups. Okay, in a group, top to bottom, atomic size or atomic radius increases. Next, in a period, atomic radius decreases. In a period, atomic radius decreases from left to right. So period from left to right, just you are moving, then the atomic size or atomic radius, what happens, man? Decreases. Because effective nuclear charge. Effective nuclear charge increases. Nuclear charge increases. So, example, second period. Second period atomic radius order. We know that what are the second period elements? Lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, and the fluorine. Okay, in the same way, third period. Third period elements atomic radius order. What are the third period elements? Sodium, magnesium, aluminum, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, and chlorine. Okay, it is very, very important. Now, here one small exception is present. What is the small exception? Zero group elements are noble gases. They are present in gaseous state having completely filled electronic configuration is present. So due to the presence of completely filled electronic configuration, the repulsions will be increases. Then the size of zero group elements is more when compared to 7th A group elements are halogen family. Note. In every period, zero group elements. Zero group elements. Atomic radius more than 7th A group elements.